Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I'm Lindsay Satterfield and today I am going to talk about 5 ways to productively navigate the holiday season. Are you in for that? I wrote them down. I just jotted them down. And it's 5 ways to also navigate the year end, the end of 2019. So we are 2 weeks away, I guess, to the end of the year, and lots of things can be happening. It tends to be a really, really busy time for people. Kids are home. There are activities related to the holidays. You're finishing stuff up at work. So a lot can get packed into these last 2 weeks. And we want to navigate them productively, right? We want to go through these next 2 weeks actually enjoying the holiday season and celebrating the end of 2019. So I came up quickly with 5 ways to productively navigate the end of the year, the holiday season. And I will be trying these out myself as well, lest you think I have it all together. So I'm going to be trying these out, and I'll also be asking you for your tips for navigating the holiday season. So my first one is to enjoy it. This is a productivity tip, enjoyment. It actually is one of the skill sets of productivity in my productivity model framework is vitality, and part of vitality is enjoyment. So when we're in that state of enjoyment, we're relaxed, we're receptive, the learning center is open, so it's a great state to be in. And during the holiday season, have you ever noticed you can be pumping it out so much that you almost forget to enjoy what's happening? Particularly if you're hosting this year, if you're hosting family and friends and events, it can be easy to get into this mode of just kind of dishing out, right? And forgetting to enjoy and receive. So as you navigate these next 2 weeks, really think about how can I enjoy them the most? What would be the most enjoyable over these next 2 weeks? So enjoyment, the first one. The second one is go for good enough. Yay! So this is to help all my perfectionistic friends. You know, the holidays is a time when that little tendency can get super out of control. Especially if like today, if you do what I do sometimes, which I did today. I went down an Instagram rabbit hole of people's homes at the holidays, like decorated homes at the holidays. And when you start looking at that kind of stuff, you can start looking around thinking, gosh, not quite living up to the Instagram story here. So you really want to go for good enough. Go for what will be nice without creating more stress or pressure. And this is where we get at this idea of managing expectations. It's easy to have all these hidden expectations at the end of the year, during this time, during the holiday season. And oftentimes our reality doesn't seem to be matching those expectations, and that can create undue stress, undue disappointment. So let it be good enough. Let your gifts be good enough. Let the dish be good enough. Let the conversation be good enough. Just let it all be good enough. Not perfect, but good enough. So enjoy, go for good enough. And the next one I have is one that I love, a great productivity tip. Here it's coming at you. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. So one thing you can't control is Uncle Tom's whatever, Uncle Jerry's, Aunt Susie's whatever, Aunt Lindsay's whatever. You want to focus on what you can control. So often we get discouraged because there are things that we just can't control. We can't control the weather. We can't control a lot of things. So when we focus on what it is that we can control, we feel so much more powerful. which is, for me, the frame for productivity. We own our own power when we focus on what we can control. So you can't control, especially at this time, this is relevant related to people, right? Because we may be around family members and friends, and we're not able to control them. I know you know that, but sometimes in the situation, there's that temptation to think we can. So to make it easier to navigate the holiday season, focus on what you can control, which is your own reaction, your own response, your own way of being. So focus on what you can control. Okay, so we have enjoy, go for good enough, focus on what you can control. How about pause and relax? You could even add rest in there. That may be perfectionistic, but that good enough maybe relax. So pause and relax. There's so much that can be sort of jammed into these last 2 weeks of the year that we end up exhausted in the next year. So take a little time, enjoy being with your family and friends, enjoy watching movies if that's your thing. Just take time to pause and chill out, just relax. If you are hosting, let somebody else do the dishes. You don't have to do it all. So pause and relax during the holiday season. And then the last one is similar. It's reflect and reset. I originally had reflect and dream, but we'll keep it with the R's. Reflect and reset. So along with pausing and relaxing, it's great to just take a look back at this year and maybe just find some words that could describe it, which may or may not be able to be said aloud, who knows. So reflect on what this last year has been for you. And certainly we know the value of a gratitude practice, looking at what great things have come from the year, what you've learned. If it's been a difficult year, some years just have that vibe. They're hard, they're challenging, things come up that we don't expect or didn't expect. And so reflect back on that and see, you should pat yourself on the back. You made it through. You made it through maybe a challenging year, maybe a difficult year, maybe a sad year. I think just recognizing that you've done that in and of itself can be a gift. And then take some time as you're looking back to look ahead and see how is it that you want to enter into the new year. In what qualities do you want to bring forth? How do you want to navigate the new year? So that's the dream part, or reset. Reset your focus on what matters to you, what you care about, what you want to focus on, what you want to not focus on in the coming year. So this time, this 2-week time, can be a really beautiful and productive time to reflect on the past, look towards the future, and be in the present, and really enjoy what you're doing. And if you are having a challenging time, sometimes the holiday season, because we become so perfectionistic, or we have really high expectations that everything's going to work a certain way, or that we're going to feel a certain way, or whatever. If it is a challenging time, reach out to someone, reach out to a neighbor, a friend. Maybe it's a matter of just smiling at the person at the grocery store. All those simple acts really can help to nourish the heart and make us connect back to the things that matter. So those are my tips for productively navigating the holiday season and the end of the year. And they really are tips for all year long. These things matter when we're talking about so-called productivity. Productivity is really about how we move through our lives and do it productively, do it constructively, do it in a way that we're happy about. So, parting lessons: enjoy, go for good enough, focus on what you can control, pause and relax, and then reflect and reset, or reflect and dream. I hope that's helpful. I would love to hear your tips. In fact, I found it a very useful exercise. I thought, I want to come up with some tips for navigating the holiday season, the end of the year. And I sat down, as I showed you, I wrote them right here. It's a great exercise. Try it yourself. You're a powerhouse of wisdom, and I would love to hear if you have some ideas for how to navigate based on best practice and your experience. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure others would love to hear too. So if you have some ideas for how to navigate this end of year, put them in the comments below. I'd be most grateful, and I know others would too. So I will not be here on Facebook Live next week, but I will be back on the 31st, the last day of the year, and we'll be continuing into the new year. So hope you have a great holiday season, and we'll see you on New Year's Eve. Have a great day.